Hey everyone, Dikshak Bhatt here from the team OYG, and I welcome you all on this virtual platform on behalf of our team in this another interesting session. Today we have a wonderful speaker all the way from Maryland, USA, Dr. Nikita Patel. Dr. Nikita is born in India and currently lives and practicing naturopathy in the Columbia, Maryland. She studied BS in biological sciences and a doctor of naturopathic medicine. She is a licensed naturopathic doctor in Maryland, USA. Also, she is a member of a many naturopathic association like MNDA, AANP, and Psych NP, etc., etc. She is the founder of a Sunshine Holistic Health, and she is practicing naturopathy. Also, she is a yogini, where she practices for self-awareness. I welcome you, Dr. Nikita, on this virtual platform. Thank you for giving us your time and everything. I hope I haven't missed anything from your introduction.
No, that
So
was
now,
so.
so now, without further ado, I would like you to take over and spread your time and knowledge with us.
All right. So this was uh, sort of an impromptu for me, but I'm so happy to connect with like-minded people around the world, and especially in my home country.
Yeah,
I
we are glad that you connected with us.
yeah, I'm so happy. All right. So I know a little bit about naturopathy in India. Actually, I didn't know what naturopathic medicine was, even though I grew up in India. I mean, most of my community in India, I don't think knew of naturopathy. Any,
Naturopathy isn't old, but people are getting aware is nowadays. It is old
yeah,
the courses were that, but people were not aware in India.
right, right. And it was more Ayurvedic medicine that was popular. Like everyone knew of Ayurvedic medicine. So that's been my biggest inspiration into becoming a naturopathic doctor. And yeah, initially I knew I wanted to do holistic medicine. In the United States, they offer this program where it's a holistic naturopathic program, and the only thing is we don't learn yoga, which in India I know it's combined with yoga. So
Yeah,
we don't learn yoga, but we the naturopathy here is a lot of the core is in Western medicine. So it's like Western medicine, except the treatment is more holistic and the way of understanding the body is more holistic, even though it's from more of a Western perspective.
yeah.
So,
Actually, naturopathy is a vast, we all are connected with that only that perspective, treating without medicines.
okay, okay. So, the foundation is the biological sciences, whereas in Ayurvedic medicine, it's a whole different system of science to really understand the body. So that's for me, it was important that I learned more of the Western medicine because I've just always been a nerd of biology and human anatomy and physiology. So that's always been so interesting to me. But at the same time, I'm a very spiritual person and I explore all parts of who I am as a being. So just the sciences from the Western medicine has has not been the whole picture. So I'm always exploring into other aspects that really identify who we are as human beings and what kind of healing we truly need to experience our well-being. And in my search of that, I learned naturopathic medicine, so that's my foundation. And then I have these tools that I use. And I love naturopathic medicine because it's like, here, just use whatever tools you need. There are these foundations, the healing power of nature. Your healing is within. Work on balancing the lifestyle, and the body will adjust itself. And if the disease has progressed so far where we need to put a break on it, we can use something stronger like a pharmaceutical medicine or even a very potent herb to put a break on it and then go backwards and correct whatever we need to come back into balance. So the way I see is with naturopathic medicine, it's all about coming back into the balance. And I think that's also Ayurvedic medicine too. So I'm always going to be referencing Ayurvedic medicine because some that's just what links me into naturopathic medicine, or even understanding it. Um, so in my practice, I do use some principles of Ayurvedic medicine for diagnosis purposes or treatment purposes. And if I see a patient who comes in and they're like, oh, I'm chronically constipated, I get headaches, I have ADHD like symptoms, hard time focusing. Um, they're like, oh, I tried all these things, but nothing's working. that that's a vata lifestyle, and they're more prone to being plant-based, vegan, eating raw foods. And I'm like, yep, that's your vata constitution that's needing to be balanced. So I will use that information that I know to guide them into balancing them as a whole person. But other times it could be like stagnated emotions that I'm picking up on. So I switch lenses of
Yeah,
really looking at a person, and I really tap into my intuition. And that's one of the messages I want to give today. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But yeah, with emotions, after I was in naturopathic medical school, and I had adult acne. It just came all of a sudden, and I tried
oh,
all these naturopathic tools, and they just didn't seem to help. So, and my constitution, Ayurvedic constitution, is more vata. So I need someone who understands that aspect of me. And anyhow, growing up as a female in India, there is, especially in Gujarati community, it's like the it's not good. Like no one wants a girl in the family, and
yeah.
that's the
It was previous times it was like that, but now it's somehow changed in India. So, but people
yeah,
are changing in these days.
it's changing. It's definitely changing. But when I was born in the 90s, it was more prominent. Now it's more like, it's more like your value. It's like if you have a boy, you're more valued, versus if you have a girl, your value lessens. For the mom, apparently it's always the mom's fault. Although it's changing, there's more awareness coming, but it's
Yeah,
still a trauma. It's a big trauma that
yeah. It
I
will
grew
take a time to reconstruct the all environment. So
Yeah, with a lot of compassion and understanding what's really going on. So I grew up in that, and there was a lot of suppression of who I am, who really I am. It's like, here's a mold, you got to fit this mold, be this nice person who's always smiling and gentle. Being angry is so wrong. You can never be angry. And guilt is good. Guilt is very good. We're gonna use guilt to to train you, to really mold you, because guilt is the best tool, better than physical abuse, which was common even just like 15 years ago. I mean, when I grew up in Vidyanagar, I grew up in a hostel. So it was like, here, parents are like, yeah, that's okay. Use whatever you need to discipline the kids. So
hostels are worse in India, I tell you.
yeah, when I was in school, I really didn't like the school I was in. And I was so happy that I got this opportunity to be here in the United States and to learn in a way that I have learned. It's been such a blessing. And so I'm sharing this because this was the cause to everything that I was experiencing in my physical body. And when I went deeper, so this is mind body medicine, when I went deeper, I was able to really experience everything that I wasn't able to, because of cultural norms, because of what I learned to be true, because of all the beliefs that I allowed myself to believe, which is okay. So that's when I really learned more about mind body medicine and the the power of it, it's just so freaking powerful. Really, it's about we as a whole, as a community, all over the world. I mean, it's not just specific to India. I'm surprised it's like all over the world. This beliefs around emotions. So once I heal that, my skin is amazing. I love it. Like, I'm not wearing makeup. I don't like wearing makeup. Maybe that's the Gujarati in me, like not wanting to wear makeup. Really, just allowing my body's natural beauty to shine through. That's what
Yeah,
I
that is
want.
what we naturopaths do.
Right, exactly. Right, nature, this beauty of nature, and that was what led me to, when I was in naturopathic school, I was questioning all these things, like what's happening, what's healing. Even naturopathic medicine didn't have all the answers that I needed. So I would read books and pray, a lot of praying. And I Googled, I love Google or any search engines. There's just so much amazing stuff online. So I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I need to learn hypnotherapy, because I saw somewhere that um, really true deep healing can be done through hypnotherapy, and going into the subconscious, tapping into the power within, and really allowing everything to
Yeah,
unfold consciously. So I took this heart-centered hypnotherapy training, and that was just the game changer for me. Like, it's like all this healing aspects, the counseling aspect in me were just awakened, and I naturally, just so naturally, am able to assist people, all my patients, into going within, feeling safe, and really tapping into their well-being, like, because it's in there. It's who we are. It's who we truly are. We've just forgotten that.
yeah,
So
exactly. Subconsciously treating it's the best thing. I think even I myself experience that sometimes because the law of attraction is everything science. I just combine it. It's all depend on the subconscious mind.
yeah,
So
I love the subconscious mind of ours. And the whole, when you mentioned yogini, I say I'm on the path of yogini path, is because it's all about being aware, and um, not letting things happen on its own, but really being aware of everything that's happening, and understanding that we have the power to choose everything we want. And that's part of the law of attraction, is
yeah,
we get to choose
exactly.
our experiences. Yeah, so I've dabbled, and now I am becoming more and more proficient into supporting and assisting healing at the level of mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of who we are. But I also use herbs, nutrients, lab testing, um, an intake, like you go to a doctor and we talk about the disease, we do all of it in my practice with my patients. Yeah. So, yep, that's where I am right now.
Well, what is the main thing that attracted you towards naturopathy? That we wanted to know today. That what happened with you in past that connected with you the naturopathy, and now you become a naturopath doctor and doing successfully practice out there. So
Yeah. I love how you're saying successfully, because yeah, I'm still in the beginning part of my journey, but I am pretty successful, actually. Thank you for saying that. So, I was actually planning to go to dental school. And I thought, I was biology. I loved biology. And I was like, it didn't matter. Biology is just in the United States. We have to get a bachelor's degree before we get any master's, or
yeah,
I guess it's everywhere, but it's like it's a requirement. So I had to pick a major, and I was like, oh, I'm just taking all the biology courses. It just makes sense. Like, it wasn't um, much. It wasn't that important. What was important was that education that came after. So I was preparing to be a dentist. I even became a dental assistant. I did internship and all that. But at the same time, I was like, what I really want is holistic medicine. So in my mind, I was like, I'll become a dentist, and I'll go to India, and then I'll learn Ayurvedic medicine, and then I'll practice holistic dentistry.
India, there is
Okay,
dentist. It's a,
but
optional subject here. We choose after the other medicinal subjects. Then, if there is no chance, then people choose the dentist. So medicine comes first in India.
oh, that's so interesting. And I feel like that's part of the cultural norms, like the way it's set up. Like here's the best, here's what you get the most reputation from, and then what's
Yeah.
left is sort of on the side. With that, yeah. So
But actually, we are glad that you
um,
didn't choose
I was
dentistry.
working at. Thank you for saying that. I think a lot of my patients are, and I'm too. So happy. So I was working at a pharmaceutical research unit. With my biology, that's usually what the jobs are available. The type of jobs that are available are research jobs. It's a research degree. So I was working at a clinical research assistant. And I was like, to prepare to go to dental school, to prepare to become more competitive, I need to build my resume. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Like that's always been the focus. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. If I don't enjoy it, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. I just can't live life like that anymore. So I what what did I do? I was looking for research in natural medicine, and we have a big research institution here in Maryland, National Institute of Health.
Oh,
So I went on their website and I was looking for research in natural medicine because I want to know how all these herbs and things work. And while I was doing that, I came across naturopathic medicine. That was my first exposure to naturopathic medicine. And I clicked on it. It took me to the school in Chicago. I checked out their program and I was like, whoa, this is really what I want to do. So I contacted the school. The school got back to me right away. And then I happened to visit my best friend in Chicago, and I ended up visiting the school and sending my application. This happened within a course of 1 month. And then, yeah, I sent my application and I started as soon as I could, which was in January, which is a trimester system school. So we can start any time of the year, really. Yeah.
so
So it
actually,
was
the God sent you the ticket for the naturopathic medicine to took a flight for the naturopathic medicine.
not really. I was gonna go there to meet my friend, and the school happened to be there. So then I moved there for 4 years, and I have family there as well. When we first immigrated to the U.S., we lived in Chicago, so I have friends and family there too. So it was just perfect. I was like, yep, this is where I'm going, and I got started. And every day I'm like, oh my god, it's like this is made for me. The whole education of naturopathic medicine just so made for me. It's just who I am. Yeah.
Uh, Apart from that, what naturopathy issues you face in patients? Like you treat patients every day. So what common issue you face in the patients?
Yeah. So naturopathic medicine is not the mainstream medicine also in the United States. And most medicine, mainstream medicine, is covered by insurance. So most people will go where the insurance is covered. It's an insurance based medical system here in the United States. And so, because naturopathic medicine is not covered by insurance and it's natural medicine, it's holistic medicine, most people are not aware of it. If someone talks about it, it's like, oh, it's woo woo, it doesn't work. Most people have this notion that natural medicine doesn't work. And I've even had friends and family, not, yeah, friends and family ask, oh, does it really work? And initially, when I was, I was like, of course, but I wasn't so sure until I started practicing. I'm like, oh my God, it works so well, even better than most pharmaceutical
Yeah,
medicine. And the first 2 years I saw, the patients that I saw were just, it was anyone, any conditions. But now I focused more on, I do mind body medicine. So it could be any conditions,
yeah.
diseases, but
Root cause treatment direct.
Yeah, so it's with the physical diagnosis, skin conditions like acne, which I just know so much about acne, eczema, metabolic syndrome. My mom has metabolic syndrome, which is diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, thyroid, and I I've successfully treated her. It's amazing. So I feel very comfortable treating metabolic syndrome. I actually started learning about it even in my undergrad, even when I didn't know about naturopathic medicine and GI conditions, PCOS, female health. So those are some things that I'm focusing on for now. It's not about over here. So it's about, patients will they'll have to search on their own, and they have this condition they're diagnosed with, and they're like, which holistic doctor will help me? Let me go to the one that specializes in this condition. So it's more like that. It's not here, especially in my experience, where people just walk into the clinic because they're sick and they're like, help me, doctor. It's not like that right now. Like other doctors, primary care
Yeah,
physicians,
it's the same
anyone
issue
can walk
here in
into the
India as
door.
well, that naturopathic medicine is not preferred as the first choice.
Yeah. Yeah. So I use my social media to bring awareness to all natural medicine, naturopathic medicine. And so more and more people are um, interested and open to experimenting in their perspective. And really, and there are people who are like, yeah, I know this works. And they're just so happy. And I have patients who tell their friends and family, hey, you got to try this. You got to try this. It works so well for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
patients
So
attract
one
patients.
thing,
That's like,
yeah. So I've had a lot of my patients. I've requested them to share their stories in the form of testimonial, and they have so happily done that for me, and I'm so grateful because when I am looking for something, for guidance or for help, I'm always checking reviews and other people's experiences to get an idea of what to expect, and also to understand, like, is this really gonna help the type of person that I am? Is it worth my time and energy and money? And that's why I've asked my patients to leave testimonials on my website, on other places, just so people can understand what what possibilities there are when they choose this path.
yeah, it also helps to, aware the people about the naturopathy. I have been through your testimonials and it was really great.
What did you say?
I have been through your testimonials on your
Oh,
website.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. Oh, and then I said I wanted to talk about intuition. So there is a thing as healers, intuition, and everyone. I'm talking to everyone, including you, Dikshit. Um, I didn't know this, but we're attracted to the medicine that we practice because of our intuition, because there's a healer within us already. We're born that
Yeah,
way.
absolutely.
And the education is just a little aspect of it to help us focus into practicing what we are practicing. And intuition can mean what feels right for you, and what aspects of even naturopathic medicine that comes easy to you that you want to practice, because whatever that comes easy for you to you is what will help the other person the most. Yeah.
Exactly. Uh, what are the things, which treatments you find most beneficial for the patient? Because in naturopathy, there are many treatments we have. So, which treatment you prefer for the most patients?
Ooh, it's I yeah, right now it's a combination. So I combine homeopathy, which is, I know, not part of
Yeah,
naturopathy education in India at least, but in here it's combined with naturopathic medicine. So I practice homeopathy, which I love. Whenever I have clarity with homeopathy, I'll prescribe homeopathic remedy. I practice herbs. supplements, which are nutrients, concentrated nutrients. It's in US, naturopathic medicine is heavily supplement based. So I do use aspects of that, herbs, Ayurvedic herbs, European herbs, American herbs. They're all research based, and that's just what's available to us in our market. And I um, look at the lifestyle, I look at the diet. So I recommend the diet. I recommend a diet that's uh, that will work the most for the person. So I look at the diet diary that they bring in for me, and hydration. You know, if it feels like a lot of the stress is coming from their work, then I focus on that. Like, what can you change in your approach to work, in your habits around work, to help you really tap into your well-being? Affirmations, I give a lot of affirmations to really program the subconscious mind. And mind body medicine is definitely the focus. Like, everyone who comes to me will receive it. It just comes naturally to me, so it happens. Just the conversation and
Yeah, that's
going.
the God's
I
gift,
don't
I
even
can say.
Yeah, I don't even need to do any hypnotherapy. I don't need anyone to be in hypnosis. It's just in a conversation it happens.
Yeah, that also gives the patient you trust, that the doctor
Hmm.
understands very much.
Yeah, that is so important. That trust, and uh just to find a doctor who you feel like they understand you is healing in itself.
Exactly. So you mentioned the diet, right? So what
Mhm.
are the diet actually you prescribe? Because I even myself try to follow the diet particularly, but I cannot cut off my favorite foods for the for following the particular diet. So it will a common issue with the patient as well, I feel. So how do you treat with that? It will help me as well.
Oh, good. Okay. So first, I ask everyone to give me a 5-day diet diary where they write down everything they eat and drink, and the supplements that they're taking. Most people that come to me are already trying supplements on their own, and they have reference to Google Doctor, but they want more expertise, personalized care. So I look at that, I see what they're eating, and what I use is the anti-inflammatory diet, which is dairy, gluten, and processed food, sugar free. So I will look at their diet depending on the condition that they have. You know, if someone has a lot of heat, which is a pitta dosha, then I'm gonna use my knowledge of that to recommend what foods to prefer. But overall, if they're in a lot of pain, I'm going to say you need to be on an anti inflammatory diet, and we take it one step at a time. It's about having a mutual understanding of what they want. I ask everyone that I work with, what is it that you really, really, really want? Because when that is clear, they will be able to do what will help them to achieve what they
Yeah,
really want, to experience what they want. So that is important. So it's all over the place. It's not one thing. If they're eating a lot of processed foods, I'm going to say, this is a lot of processed foods. I'm going to explain what that does to the body so they understand what they're choosing. It's all a choice. At the end of the day, it's all a choice. If you know that dairy is causing you bloating, it's causing your knee pain to get worse or your mood to get foggier, well, do you want to continue that way? It's a choice. Or do you want to let go of dairy and really feel your best? So it's counseling
yeah.
around
So
that.
people obviously we're gonna not gonna choose the wrong side then.
Well, it's a choice. They can. I leave that to them. Yeah.
But
And
obviously they will not
most,
do
huh?
because they came to you, so they should not choose it, right?
Right. They are already committed to their well-being, which we discussed in the beginning. What is it that you really want? How committed you are. And if someone is not committed, I am most likely not gonna be able to help them, because no matter what I tell them, no matter how hard I try, they're not gonna be able to receive, because they're just not committed to what they want.
But
Yeah.
in India, cutting sugar is not a good option because your grandparents and everyone, whenever you visit, it's like in India, cutting sugar is not a choice. It's
I
they will
did it.
force you to eat no matter what.
Yeah,
So
I did it. I did it. And my whole family is doing it too. It
so
took a
being
while.
yeah,
The persistence
it's
is
like
needed.
if you have a
Even,
function, they will give you the more because it's a sweet, so you need to eat it and eat it. It's sometimes it's hard to
yeah.
understand everyone that, oh, I'm on a diet.
Well, you don't say you're on a diet. The way at one point I went on a I've tried all these different ways of eating. I'm vegetarian. I grew up vegetarian, and I choose to remain vegetarian as well. But within this realm of eating, I have tried different diets. So at one point I went on, our Gujarati food is like all cooked food, like randelu food, all cooked food, and that's all I ate most of the time. That's all I ate. So I read this book called Medical Medium by Anthony Williams, and I was in a very low place. I was like, I need answers. A lot of naturopathic doctors were like, you need to eat meat, you need to eat fish, you gotta, get all these nutrients that your body's lacking in. And I was like, no, just because I'm a vegetarian doesn't mean I'm lacking in nutrients. Like that was a big thing that I went through.
But nowadays,
But
the
I
vegan
read this
movement
book,
is,
and
nowadays people are,
even
vegan
then,
movement is, yeah,
even then, it's looked down on by a lot of my naturopathic colleagues for sure. It's like, no, it's not
yeah, still
healthy.
it will
I
take a
can
time.
understand.
But awareness is higher than the previous times. I can say that to the vegetarian foods now.
Yeah. So, mhm. um, it's a preference. If I grew up eating meat, it would be hard for me to see that a vegan diet is good. I would find all ways to believe that if I all the beliefs around only eating
Yeah,
meat.
even India, it's
I,
hard to. There are 50-50 people, or maybe I can say vegans are less than the meat eaters. So having the
yeah.
same issue.
Um, I tried. So Anthony recommended this cleanse, and it was basically a raw vegan cleanse. So I tried that, and I felt so amazing. Like I had so much energy. I'm like, oh my god, I have so much energy. Like I want to do stuff. And I wasn't so sleepy anymore. I was full time student, and it's being a full time student is a lot more than a normal life. And I just felt so amazing. My skin cleared up. Uh, my energy came back. My mood got better, and it's just something I don't understand. The people around me got happier. It was just so interesting. So I continued. I did that for 2 months, and then the winter rolled in, and winter is a cold season, so I started craving more cooked food. So I would start cooking food, but I still maintained eating a lot of raw vegetables, a lot of raw food, which is so important. I know I feel so amazing. So we have to be able, sometimes what people want is we can say, here, just experiment and see what you feel, and then you'll know what to do. You'll know what feels good. So what I do is I help a lot of my patients tap into their intuition. Really, hey, here's what I'm recommended. Try it. Here's my experience. Here's what's possible. And if it doesn't work for you, then you'll know. But if it works for you, then you'll know that as well. And then it'll become a choice for you. So, a lot of mind body medicine components in counseling are important because this is new. It's not, everything we do is not widely accepted, not the norm. So, I feel that at this point, especially, I do have to do the work of sitting with the patients and counsel. But yeah, the vegan diet, plant-based. So I did that, and I started eating a lot more raw foods, and now I eat raw foods. I don't know where I was going with that story, but I don't follow that completely now. It was just something I learned, and I keep with it. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that story. I felt like I had a point.
Do you have anything personalized recipe for the listeners or everyone so that they can include that in a diet?
Ooh, okay. So I know in India, when I was in India, I was like craving all these raw foods like spinach and kale, and I didn't see that grow in a raw, which is edible in a raw form. So I was eating more of like cucumber, carrot, and mango salad. That's okay. If you're able to find raw greens, which are, it's not just lettuce. I'm not a big fan of lettuce. When I talk about leafy greens, it's spinach, kale, Swiss chard. I'm not sure how much of that grows in India, but
No, now India, everyone is
to
available.
flavor it,
Broccoli is even here now. So,
oh my God, I love broccoli, cauliflower. Okay, so there's this cauliflower recipe that I use, which is just a very common recipe here in the United States. But my parents love it. They're like, make this for us, make this for us. And I'm like, okay, but I don't want to eat this every single day. Or broccoli, you can do the same. So what I do with the cauliflower is I'll cut it into little florets. And we have an air fryer. You don't need an air fryer. You can put it in the oven. And it's like shock, but it's a little different. So I'll sprinkle it with salt, um, turmeric, and cumin seed powder,
yeah.
and then I'll also squeeze a lemon juice or lime juice over it. So I'll mix it. A little bit of oil. I don't use a lot of oil. Just very little. Maybe, or it's not even needed. Oil is not even needed. You just mix it. Make sure everything, all the broccolis are. I mean, cauliflower florets are covered with the spices and the salt, and then you spread it on a um, I guess a pan, a plate pan. I forget what they're called. And then you put it in the oven. And there's
All
not
right.
really like there's no set temperature or anything. You just really check to
Yeah,
see
but it
when
sounds,
it will cook.
interesting and yummy right now. So
It is
definitely gonna
so
try that.
yummy. Yeah, and you check to you want the florets to be slightly brown, but not burned, just slightly brown. And they will shrink in size, but that's okay. And then you can use a chutney, like the samosa chutney
Yeah.
that we use, or any other chutneys. I love making simple chutneys, and instead of oil, I use cashews or nuts to make my chutney, so it's whole fat. And yeah, I just dip it in chutney and eat it. It's so yummy.
So we're gonna definitely try that recipe for sure now. Anything? One thing I wanted to ask that right now there is a COVID condition. So for COVID, anything you would like to suggest for the listeners and everyone that what they should to prevent, and if there is a COVID condition right now, because India and USA both cases are high. So what is your personal recommendation for that?
So what I want to first say is we don't know a treatment for COVID right now because there isn't research put into. All the focus is in developing a vaccine. So all the
Yeah,
information that I know is clinical experimentation, so clinical research. The other doctors who have used this information to support people who are experiencing COVID, to reduce their severity, to make sure that they're recovering properly. And anyone can do that. So I know Ayurvedically it's the kado that everyone drinks, but that can
yeah.
be too harming for the body. It can too much is not good. You only want to drink it when it's needed. So I guess I mean in the United States, the things that I use are I just recently gave this protocol to a patient. N-acetylcysteine is a nutrient, an amino acid that helps um, that helps. reduce the cytokine storm that's associated with COVID. And all the complications seem to be coming from that cytokine storm, which is a huge immune response that happens in the body. And then it really collapses the lung tissues or causes tissues to degrade in a way that's life threatening, basically.
Yeah.
So N-acetylcysteine is actually looked at. There's research on it for COVID, possible use for COVID, and N-acetylcysteine, colloidal silver. Are you familiar with colloidal silver?
Sorry?
Are you familiar with colloidal silver?
Yeah, yeah. We are.
Oh, so that can be used as a throat spray to enhance the immune system in the throat. And the best thing for everyone to do is optimize your health and well being. Even the vaccines work better when the body is in its optimal health. So go see a naturopathic doctor. Wherever you are, there is a naturopathic doctor somewhere in
Um,
your country. Go see a naturopathic doctor. Make sure all your deficiencies are corrected, you're eating well, you're getting all the nutrients your body needs. And if there's any, even the smallest amount of imbalance or disease that's in your body, you want to make sure that's addressed and corrected. So you're in your optimal health and well being. So
yeah, in
that's what I
southern
want to
part of
share with you.
India, naturopathy helps to, positive patient as well in southern part of India. So they are practicing
What,
naturopathy for the COVID-19 in
oh,
southern part.
nice. What are they?
Actually, I haven't
What are,
in much detail with that. I just read the article on the internet and everywhere that they are doing it. So actually, there
and
is a
even
big step in a
homeopathy.
naturopathy.
Oh, nice. I'll look into it or send it to me if you have that saved.
Sure, sure, definitely. I will send it the links and everything.
And then homeopathy is also successfully being used
Yeah, there are
by
so
my
many
mentors.
homeopathic.
Mhm. Yeah. So there's so much. There are all these antiviral herbs, lung supporting herbs that enhance the lung health. So we have to, yeah, look at, there are different perspectives to really look at the body and see what we can support the body with. So from a Western perspective, the N-acetylcysteine to really support the immune system, reduce the immune reaction to COVID, possibly, and then enhancing health, really, by going to see an expert.
Yeah. Can
And
you share?
homeopathy, there are a lot of remedies.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's gone.
What did you say?
I was just trying to say that can you share your any experience with your patients with us? So it will, motivate us and everything.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen anyone with an active COVID. It's just not my practice since I work with people who have chronic diseases. So I haven't experienced treating or supporting anyone who's experiencing COVID yet. I
Yeah, other treatments
have
is also fine.
a patient.
Because naturopathy is
Yeah,
a blessing.
I've
So
given.
all the listeners who are listening to us and watching us, they would be feel like naturopathy is a blessing. So your experience will be very useful for everyone.
Okay, I don't know what to say. Um, Homeopathy is amazing. There is a homeopathic remedy that is most commonly being used, and therefore it can be used as a prophylactic, which is called bryonia. Bryonia, homeopathic remedy. So really, but to get the dosing and to understand how much to take, it's important to go see a doctor because everyone is different.
Yeah.
I can give recommendations, but I want to make sure that it's mostly safe, but you want to make sure that it's definitely safe for you by going to an expert. So Bryonia 30C, what's recommended by my mentors, and what I recommend is Bryonia 30C, 2 pellets under tongue every 3 days until you are no longer at risk of experiencing COVID. Yeah,
We will take note of that.
it's a possibility. I don't know whether it's a successful treatment or not, because
No, right now there is no successful treatment for COVID, I guess. Everyone is, giving the intuition, and so it will also be workful.
fermentation, yeah. As for food, anti-inflammatory way of eating is definitely ideal. So cutting back on a lot of deep fried foods, sweets, sugar, a lot of sugar really dampens the immune system. It's just it just can't help the immune system. It just makes the body weak. There's just no way
Undoubtedly.
other way. Yeah. So if you let me talk to you specifically to someone who needs to hear this. If you are eating or craving a lot of sugar and you're scared that you're gonna get sick, and you're gonna experience the severity of COVID, the first step is to see that you do have a choice. You can slowly start reducing the amount of sweets that you're eating, or maybe eat more fruits instead of processed sugar or sweets, and transition. The transition period is okay. You don't have to cut things out overnight. It took me a year to stop dairy because I was drinking cha and milk in a lot of like dahi, yogurt. But I did it. It took me a while, but I did it. And you can do it too. So sugar weakens the immune system. It weakens the immune system. And if that's what you want, you get that by eating all the sweets that you're eating. There. I hope that helps someone.
It will definitely help someone.
Yeah.
They will understand the way you explain. It will perfectly. They will get it that sugar is not a necessary need.
Hmm.
One thing I wanted to ask that is that every doctor is, up to date with the research and everything, what happening around them. So even I myself try to get update with this. How do you cope up with those new research coming up in the naturopathy and homeopathy and everything?
Yeah, so that's just continuing education in the United States. It's built into our practice. So we need 50 hours of continuing education to maintain our licensure, and that's over the course of 2 years. I definitely do a lot more continuing education. I'm always studying, I'm always reading books, textbooks. Um, there is a website called greenmedinfo.com
Okay.
where all the research on natural medicine is pooled into that place. So you can just go there. You can see all the information, all the research on natural medicine, all in one place, and it's free for the most part. And you can become a member to receive even more benefits of the source, the resource that's put together by this amazing person, Sayer. I forget his first name, but Sayer. Yeah. So I'm always educating myself in small ways. But yeah, continuing education would be seminars and conferences that happen among naturopathic doctors. And then there are webinars as well. Yeah.
We will take note of that, all of that, and we'll, follow the. It will help us to, keep up with the searches and everything. Last question from my side. Any tips or suggestion, anything you would like to say to us, all the aspiring doctors and everyone who is listening to you?
To all the amazing, aspiring doctors, um, you may have doubts right now because I know that because I was there of whether everything you've learned is going to work or not. And it's okay. The As long as you know how to bring a body into balance even with diet, that can be a game changer for most people. And then you just add on other things on top of that. It's all about you'll once you start practicing, you'll find your confidence and you'll find your path to assisting others.
That's really nice words and really motivating for us. So, once again, thank you for sharing your time and knowledge with us. We would like to hear you more, but this is a virtual platform and we cannot go like hours and hours with. So it's a time is limited, and you also have a busy schedule out there. So we'll not take your further time. But thank you so much for giving us time, and we would like to hear you if we get a chance again to meet you up and having your conversation with everyone. So thank you so much, Doctor.
You're
So
welcome. This was such a pleasure. Yeah, anytime anyone wants to connect with me personally, you can you can find me on Instagram, which is dr.mindbodynature. That's my Instagram handle name. But my email address is Dr. Patel, DrPatel, at sunshineholistichealth.com. And you're all welcome to get in touch with me if you have any questions, you want to connect, you want some guidance. I will assist you in the best way I can. Yeah.
thank you so much, Doctor, for this lovely time and this lovely information. We are all grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and best of luck to you all once you go out into the world and start practicing everything you've learned. I mean, it's different when you're in school and doing the internship, but when you really, yeah, when you set out to do the doctorpreneurship, which is,
Yeah, it's internship and everything is
setting up after, it's a
yeah.
whole new experience. Yeah. I couldn't make out what you said.
As you are right that internship and the doctorship is both are different things. So
Yeah. All right. I
all
will let
right,
you go. Thank you so much for inviting me and listening to everything I had to say.
thank you so much to you for giving us your time.
My pleasure. All right. Bye, Dikshit.
Bye bye.